Okay, so on this question, it says a Washington, D.C. tour company gives tours all year and offers a weekend tour and a 7-day tour. The table below shows the number of customers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so in the spring, summer, winter, and fall, weekend trip, 7-day trip, you know, how many? So like, for example, let's make sure we understand the table first off. 68, what does that mean? That means in the spring, 68 people took a weekend trip. Or I mean, because there were 68 tours, I guess. 68 tours for weekend trips, and there was 18 7-day tours in the spring. And then like the 194 is in the summer. There were 194 weekend tours, and there were 52 7-day tours in the summer, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. And on the bottom and the right are the totals. Okay. So what do we got here now? Answer the following and present your answer as a fraction, either using the tallies given or reduced to lowest terms. If a customer is randomly selected, then the probability that they're going to be a weekend person. So if you grab somebody at random out of this table, what's the probability they're going to be somebody who took a weekend trip, you know, instead of a 7-day trip? Well, remember, probability is always the number we want over the total. So the total is the 530, right? There's 530 tours up here in my table anyway. And what do we want? We want all the weekend people. So what are all those? It's this weekend total right there. So 405 out of 530. Now, I have no idea if that, oh yeah, let me tell you how to reduce fractions. Hey, yeah, this could be a big help to y'all. You guys have your TI 8384 calculator, right? Listen to me for a second and I'll save you some time, some hours of your life. Make things easier for you. Here's what you do on the TI 83 or 84 calculator to reduce fractions automatically, because they are asking me to reduce, right? Reduce fraction. And that could be a pain, you know, trying to figure out if different things divide, waste hours of your life. Let's don't waste hours of your life. So what do? You just type the thing in first off, 405 or whatever yours is, you know, divided by 530, hit enter, you know, you get some crazy decimal, okay? And then to change to a fraction, a reduced fraction, in fact, what do? You hit the math button. You all see the math button on the left side of your TI calculator, right below the green button, there's a math button. Hit math, and then hit enter twice. And it'll automatically change it to a reduced fraction for you, which is, in my case, I think that thing already is reduced. Let me show you. Let me share my screen and actually do it on my little emulator calculator thing. Get mine up and at 'em here. There we go. My key press history right there. Clear this away. All right, here we go. So I'm going to put in, what was my 405 over 530? So I'm going to go 405 divided by 530 and hit enter. So it gives me that crazy decimal, right? But they want a fraction, a reduced fraction. So what am I going to do? I'm going to hit the math button. See the math button over here, right on the left side, below the green, third button down from the left, right below the green button, hit math. And then it goes into the math menu. See the very first option, change to fractions, that arrow, change fraction. That's what I want. I hit enter. It says, oh, you want me to take your answer and change it to a fraction? Yes, I do. Hit enter one more time. So I said math, enter, enter. Oh, look at it. It was reducible. I had no idea. There it is. It reduced the fraction. It changes the decimal to a reduced fraction for you automatically. Isn't that nice? So when you have a decimal on your screen and you're being asked for a reduced fraction at any time, just hit math, enter, enter, and it'll change it to a reduced fraction. Like that, right? Is that good?
Yeah, but how do we write that down in the box? Because it's not multiple choice.
81 over 106. So that's my answer. Yeah, let me see. Is it not letting you put it in there easily?
It doesn't give us space for a fraction.
Okay, let me take a look. Quizzes. Let me actually go to it and see what it says when I do it. You guys are seeing my screen. We're on number 6 here. I'll roll on down to number 6. Okay. Customer round selected then. So mine was, what was it? 81 over 106. So 81 over 106. I guess just like that. I guess you just do it sideways. I guess, yeah, it's not like the homework system, which has all those nice little things. I think you just put it sideways like that. Let me submit and we will see. Because then you can, you know, we can submit it infinite times, so I can submit it with just that one little question answered, roll down, see if it tells me I was right or wrong. Let's see, number 6. Oh, wait a minute, I put in the wrong answer. Correct. Yeah, it said it's correct. See right there? Yeah, so just do it like a sideways fraction. And it turns out really you don't need to reduce it. See how it says correct answer? 405 over 530. So actually, looks like you don't have to reduce it. Even though they said you do, it looks like this system will take it either way. I think it'll even take a decimal. Maybe if you go to enough decimal places, I don't know, I wouldn't risk it. Type in the fraction. Just type it in as a sideways divide thing like that. And it gave me correct. It said it's right.
Mr. Heron?
Yeah.
What if you you do that and your fraction didn't change?
Then that means it was already a reduced fraction.
Okay.
And you can just keep it like it is. Yeah. Good there. Let's go on with part B. Go back to sharing my iPad screen. Yeah, so just put it in as a sideways fraction. Turns out you really don't need to reduce it, as we saw in the answer key there. All right, next one. It says, what's the probability that there was somebody in winter? So that's going to be winter over total. So what's winter? Get rid of all this kind of stuff. The winter is 137 over the total is still 530. So you can just type that in, literally. You don't have to reduce it. It'll take it just like that, as we saw. Okay, next part. 7-day and fall. Okay, so how many tours? So we're going to, our 7-day and, so it could be over 530 again, right? That's the total. How many tours are both, they're 7-day tours and they happened in the fall? Well, right there, right? 7-day tours that happened in the fall. There's only 15 of those. So just type that in the box. They'll take it. They'll take them unreduced. Even though they said reduced, they're lying. You don't have to reduce. Type it in just like that. It'll take it. See how I got that 15? That's how many tours are 7-day tours that happen in the fall. Okay, next one. Weekend or spring. Weekend or spring. So how many tours are weekend or spring tours? Now, when they say or, there's lots of options, right? We want we want to know how many tours are weekend tours. Well, all of these are weekend tours, aren't they? And how many tours happen in the spring? Well, all of these, both of these, I should say, are spring tours. I didn't circle any totals because totals would be combining things. Those are all the weekend, those are all the tours that are either weekend tours or spring. That's what they're saying. We want to know how many tours are either weekend tours or spring tours. Well, means I need to add all those up. 68 plus 18 plus 194 plus 97 plus 46 over, again, that total, 530. So you have to add those up on your calculator. I'm getting 423 over 530. So that's it. Just put that in the box. You don't have to worry about reducing it. They'll take it just like that. So that makes it so they're really testing us here on the difference between and or, which is super, super important that you understand that in probability, right? And means you got to do both. So how many tours were 7-day and happen in the fall? Just those 15. But how many tours are weekend tours or spring tours? All the ones circled. So we had to add all those up. Final question. 7-day given summer. Remember what we do with given? Given means we circle the given section and we narrow our focus just to that. So what's given, at least on mine? Summer. So I'm going to forget about these numbers, forget about all these other numbers, and you narrow your focus just on that because that's what you're given. That's what you know to be the case, right? Remember what given does? It narrows our focus to just that group and we forget about all the other numbers. I'm not going to use the overall total. No, I'm going to, my total is just going to be the 246. It's just the total for summer because that's our focus now. That's what given does, narrow focus. And how many? 7 day. So it's just going to be 52 out of 246. There we go. Because they said 7 day over summer in the summer circle. That's what given does. Given narrows your focus to just that group. Ignore all the other numbers. You're given, you know, it was a summer trip. They're saying, what's the chance it was a 7-day trip, given that it was a summer trip? So we know it was a summer trip. We're talking about a summer trip. Given that it was a summer trip, given that it was definitely in this group, what's the chance it was a 7-day trip? Well, 52 out of 246, because there's 246 summer trips, and 52 of those were 7-day trips. So if you went on a trip randomly in the summer, the chance that you went on a 7-day trip in the summer is 52 out of 246. And so there we go. How we doing? Questions I can answer on any of those parts of number 6.